Hey guys, I want to talk about a word that gets a lot of kind of negative perspective, and not going to use it in the same way you're used to hearing it. I'm going to kind of change the definition a little bit, or my own definition on how to apply it in life. So, surrender. Surrender usually implies giving up, and I'm not talking about giving up. In fact, quite the opposite. So, a lot of things happen to us. Most things that happen to us that we can't change, we dwell on. We either live in denial or we focus on it and like go over it in our minds 1,000 times, and it only makes things worse. Overthinking does that because we're not accepting the reality of the present. So, what do? Well, for instance, I lost my right eye. I don't see out of it anymore when I was 19 years old. I love boxing, and I boxed a lot, and I love to do it. But I noticed after I lost my right eye, I tried to spar. And if you notice when you close one eye, the perspective's off. So I was getting hit with everything. I mean, it was very frustrating. It probably took about 2 years for me to acclimate to the new eye. I fought it. I said, I can fix this. I can do this, and whatever. And I didn't think about how do I make the adjustment. I think about just push forward. And I lived in denial of it. And after 2 years, I kind of made the adjustment, and I was better. I still wasn't great, but I was much better at it. So by me holding on to like I'm going to do things the way I used to do things when I really had no control over that, and I just, I was hard headed. I wasted like 2 years. It took me a long time to adapt. It would have took me much sooner to adapt if I just said, okay, how do I fix this? So, I mean, this is one instance, but if you're in a relationship that goes bad or goes wrong, we've all seen the people who hang on to this relationship when the other one obviously doesn't have the same interest in hanging on to it, and it causes a lot of pain to the person trying to hang on. Why is that? Because we're not accepting the reality. As painful as it is, if we accept the reality and say and surrender to the reality, don't give up. We can say, okay, how do I make this situation better? So, we've seen, maybe I don't know, your kids, like, if they get in trouble, we can't live in denial of that. We have to say, how do I fix it? My kid got in trouble. Okay, cool. How do I fix it? So, I guess what I'm saying is, surrender isn't a bad word if you use it in those terms. Surrender to the reality, and then look how you make your life better, or fix it, or heal, whatever it is. I know I've been dealing with chronic illness my whole life, and until I started saying, all right, I'm accepting it, which I really never did up until about 10 years ago. How do I make it better? How do I heal? How do I fix it? I didn't give up. I didn't just lay down and die. And if any of you know me, I try my best. But I definitely did take a different approach. I accepted the reality and moved on. So next time, guys, when you're struggling with something, step back a second. Look at what you're really dealing with. Accept what really truly is. Don't fight the reality. And look for the best way out, or the best way to heal, or the best way to fix it. Your life will be a lot better and a lot easier. God bless.